Happy holidays, everyone, and welcome to Sam's Cool Colors. Today, we are going to celebrate Christmas by coloring in this cute page of Tweety Bird wearing a Santa outfit and holding a candy cane. So to do this, we're going to need 6 colors and we'll go through each one step by step. But if you want to follow along with me, take a look in the description below and there'll be a link where you can download this coloring page and follow along at home. So let's start out by taking a look at the colors we're going to use. And today I have POSCA paint markers that I'll be using, but you can use anything you have in your art box. If it's crayons, colored pencils, or regular markers, anything will do. Just follow along these same colors with me. So we're going to start out with a red. So any red that you have in your art box, let's take a look and go in there. And with these POSCA paint markers, you give them a good shake because they're very thick and are also very colorful. So what we're going to do is use this red on Tweety Bird's outfit, as well as the top of Tweety Bird's hat, and also candy cane. So a few different spots. So let's start out here on the left side of Tweety Bird's outfit. And if you are using these POSCA paint markers, just be very careful because they are very thick. So what will happen is if you color over the black lines, you are going to cover those black lines. So we want to try to keep those black lines as part of our coloring page. But all of these little spots here, you want to get in there with whatever you're using to color this page. And now we've done all the left side of Tweety Bird's outfit. Now let's go on to the right side. So this outfit is going to be similar to the outfit that we usually see Santa wearing. So it makes for a really fun coloring page for the holidays, having Tweety Bird dressed up like Santa Claus. So this is the top part of the right side. And now let's go below the belt. So right over here, we want to make sure we're getting in there. And some of these spaces are a little small, so just be careful. And now let's move on. Now that we finished Tweety Bird's outfit in the middle, let's color in the top of Tweety Bird's hat. So use that same red. And what I like to do is first outline as best as you can. Take your time. So that way you can get a nice finished coloring page that looks nice and neat at the very end. So right in here, you can just go ahead and go around that candy cane. And once you have your outline, it's so easy. Just go up and down and color it in any direction you want, but you know where to stop your crayon or your marker or your POSCA colored paint marker. And these colors really come off the page. Now that our hat is finished, the last thing we'll use our red for is going to be right here, these few spots that we see our Tweety Bird's candy cane. So all of these little thin lines I want to color in with this red. So you see how I'm following along wherever I see those little lines, because as you know, candy canes are usually famous for being red and white. Okay, so now that we have our red finished, let's move on to our second color. And our second color is brown. So we'll only need a brown color for one spot, which will be Tweety Bird's belt. So let's color in Tweety Bird's belt. I'll give this a good shake and I'll come back in. And there's a very small spot here on the left side and then a little bit of a bigger spot here on the right. So let's go ahead and color that in. Beautiful. Very nice. So we're finished now with our brown. We can move on to the third color, which will be a light blue. So if you have any sort of light blue, like a sky blue, that will be perfect. But if you don't, it's okay. Use any blue you might have. I'm going to shake that up and get it ready to go. And this blue we're going to use for Tweety Bird's eyes. So what you want to do is let's start with the left eye first. And what you want to do is just be very careful again if you're using the POSCA colored markers, just because it's not a huge space in there. And so you just have to take your time. A lot of art is taking your time. So you can get a nice, beautiful picture at the end. Now let's move on to the right eye. Same thing, color in that white spot. Follow along that curved shape that you see and get in there with what you're using on your coloring page. Very nice. I'm just going to make sure it's even. Beautiful. So now we see Tweety Bird's beautiful blue eyes. And next up, we are going to color in Tweety Bird's beak. So let's go ahead and do that with an orange. So if you have any shade of orange, use that for Tweety Bird's beak. So we're going to color that in at the top here, as well as this small piece here on the bottom. So let's go ahead and get that colored in. Let's start with the top if you want, or you can start at the bottom. And then this bottom piece is a little bit thin, so just be very careful, especially with the thicker markers. And then just move your hand if you need to, just to make it easier for yourself. Then once you're there, you are all finished. Let's actually really quickly get your red one more time. There is one spot I forgot, and I just want to use your red again. If it's not too far, grab it and let's use it on Tweety Bird's tongue. So let's just do that really quick. This one little spot I forgot. Can't forget the tongue. Perfect. So for the next color, let's use green. So any shade of green that you might have, grab that out of your art box and let's use it for Tweety Bird's feet. And as you can see on this coloring page, it looks like Tweety Bird's wearing some Christmas socks. So that's why we want to make those green. So grab that green and let's start out here on the left side. And what we could do is go ahead and, like we've been doing, let's just create that shape first and let's make it easy for ourselves. And we have some lines on the inside as well here. So I want to keep those lines. Let's try our very best to keep those lines on the page. So first let's outline this piece and then let's outline, you see this line right here? Let's just outline that. Because once we start to color a little bit faster, we want to make sure we do not draw over that line, color over that line. You see? So I'm just outlining it all. And now that it's outlined, guess what we can do? We can just go in there and have a great time. So just color in there and try not to. If you're using these paint markers or any thick markers, you don't want to color over the black lines because then it's really difficult to get them back. So every once in a while, if you need more paint markers from these POSCA markers, you need to push down a little bit and then you get more out of it. Okay. So excellent, excellent. You're all doing a terrific job. Hopefully you're having a great time out there and having a great holiday season, coloring and enjoying the holidays with your friends and your family. So let's do now the right foot for our Tweety Bird. So the same thing, I'm going to color it in and then I'm going to go around. See how I'm very careful, taking my time with that shape, and then I go in and I can move a lot faster. If you do the pre-work ahead of time, it makes all the work after that much easier. So that's why I like to do it, and it helps me to stay on track and make sure I stay neat with my coloring page. If you have any fun tips or tricks, please share those in the comments. Let me know. You can share with the other viewers that we have. So those are the 2 Christmas socks that Tweety Bird is wearing. And now our final color is going to be yellow. So any yellow, preferably bright yellow if you have, let's use that on the rest of Tweety's body here. So I'm going to give that a good shake and then let's get started. So I'm going to go ahead here on the left and I'll just start with Tweety Bird's hand, and I will just get that hand, which is a little bit small, as much yellow as I possibly can. Beautiful. I'm going to color this in yellow as well. This will be sort of the middle of Tweety Bird's body there. Very nice. And now let's use this yellow also in one more spot. Let's use it at the middle of the belt, which is the belt buckle. So let's make that yellow as well as you go along. Let's also make this little piece yellow, this part of Tweety Bird's body. We cannot forget this part here, the tail. Let's not forget the tail hiding in the back. Tweety Bird's tail. And let's go back up and finish the rest of Tweety Bird's face with that same yellow. Excellent. And now keep following that along. You're all doing a great job. We're going to keep going around. Beautiful. So as you can see, I'm doing my shape first, and then we go back and color it in. And I'm also very careful not to cover over Tweety Bird's coloring page lines, just to make sure that we stay consistent and we have that look, because it helps to keep the page looking the way it should at the very end. So let's keep going. We're almost there. The eyelashes here are a little bit tricky, so just be careful. Excellent. This page was a fun one when I saw it, because it had a great combination of a fun character and the holiday spirit. All right, so now we are on the right side of Tweety Bird's face. We're going to do the same thing, just outline that. And now we see all the colors coming together. Now that we're doing Tweety Bird's body, how that yellow really brings the page to life. And after we finish Tweety Bird's face, we only have one small spot left. I'm going to push down on my POSCA paint marker to get a little bit more out of it. Excellent. And now we have one more spot, which is Tweety Bird's hand. So the hand that's holding that candy cane, we just have to color it in. So now we've finished coloring in our Christmas Tweety Bird coloring page. I hope you all had a great time today, and if you did, be on the lookout for more special holiday episodes coming your way. I look forward to seeing you all next time.